Hey, good morning. Welcome to the Nurse Mark and the Green Nurse Daily Dose of AFA.
Oh gosh, and it is another day where we are going to be bringing you high thoughts. We are
Hi.
changing the dialogue around what it means to feel good. High thoughts are hope, inspiration for growth and healing. So you can start your day off the AFA way. And in case you have forgotten what that is, Mark.
You're absolutely effing amazing. You are amazing, Sherry. You are. Everybody else out there who hears this, everybody is absolutely amazing. You're just not accepting it. You can accept it now. It's 2021. 2020 is over. You're absolutely amazing. Let's go.
Let's start the day off the AFA way. And here we go, Mark, with the Daily Love.
Okay, the Daily Love. Today I pulled from a book called Landmark Insights. And I love, I do love Landmark. I have just been involved in that conversation for so long. And, today's reading was about saying yes to things, and then seeing what's possible from there. Because when you're presented with something, usually we come from the standpoint of a no or a but. And that limits everything that happens after that. It just shuts it down, right? So if I say yes to something, I'm open to anything that's possible after that. So I've actually lived like that for an awfully long time. I say yes to an awful lot of things. And, people look at my schedule and they say, I don't know how you get it all done. And it's like, you know what happens literally, Sherry? Time expands. My life expands to incorporate everything that I say yes to.
There you go.
It's how it is. It's how it is. And if I buy into the theory of, oh, you have too much on your plate and you can't possibly get it done, then I'm limiting myself. I'm limiting myself. So today, say yes.
Say yes to life.
Possible. Say yes to life. And then see what comes from that.
Right.
Yeah.
And the other thing too about saying yes
Uh-huh.
is also saying yes for the right reasons.
Yeah.
Too. Right. So oftentimes we say yes, or I have often in the past have said yes to people please, right? To make people like me. If I say yes, they're going to like me.
Yeah.
And so our yes needs to come from a space and a place of authenticity, right? Of curiosity, of being open, of being expansive, but for that reason only. We're saying yes from a place of heart, from a place of love, from a place of positivity, not from a place.
That's a great story.
It's a great story.
That one.
I can buy into that one as well.
Absolutely.
Right?
But when you say yes, don't qualify it or quantify it. Don't say I'm saying yes and this is what yes means. Because when you say yes and then quantify it, you've just put it in a box. It now is what you said it is, and it's not going to be anything other than that. And all of the other possibilities for what it could have been are now gone.
Right. Well, what are we doing here? So what are we doing here, right? Yeah. Mark, what we're doing is we're changing dialogue around language and perception, right? Truly, what is a miracle? A miracle is a change of perception, that aha moment when it just makes sense. Right? So
yes, Sherry.
Yes, it does. Absolutely. So the AFA word of the day is yes.
Yes. Just say yes and then let it happen.
Let it happen, right?
No yes, but just yes.
Just yes. So what are we doing to take care of ourselves today, Mark?
Sherry, I'm feeling good today. I got a lot of energy, and my self-care for today is really around discipline. So having the discipline to do the things that I know are good for me and actually doing them, like meditating, like eating the foods that I know, go into my body and produce a good result. And just honoring that, just having that discipline.
That's a good word. So yes to discipline.
Yes. And yes you?
So my healthcare, excuse me, my healthcare focus of the day is going to be about focusing, focusing, refocus. There it is. Refocus. Yeah. Very same thing. We've said yes to a lot. Now let's refocus on what is the priority. to keep that yes in motion, right?
Yes.
And oftentimes too, we're either people think that when you are in neutral, that you're not doing anything. So oftentimes neutral is a gear. So when you're driving, you can go forward, you go reverse. Neutral is a gear. So,
Yes.
going to be in a little bit of a neutral today to focus, to recalibrate, to reset. Had a lot of amazing experiences this weekend. I did a lot of deep meditating, a lot of internal shamanic work. Through a lot of different music and a lot of rituals and a lot of ceremonies, and just had some real big epiphanies. And so, that I say yes to life, but I'm also going to focus and reprioritize on how we can keep that yes going. So today's a little day of pause for me, a little day of pause.
Love it.
Yes, absolutely. So
Yes.
Mark, we've got some really exciting things. So today is Motivational Monday.
Yes, it is.
And Motivational Monday, what we want to talk about and focus on these Mondays is why we are doing what we're doing as nurses, right? What is motivating us? Why are we doing what we're doing in the cannabis space as nurses? And, one of the most important things right here is the Journal of Nursing Regulation. So when I, became a medical cannabis patient, I didn't know I had an endocannabinoid system. I never learned about it. It was never taught in nursing school.
No.
Medical professionals don't know about it. I felt like it was the biggest kept secret for me in the entire world. And I got upset about it. And so, basically that is what forged us. That's what lit the fire, underneath our bums to really start studying and learning and educating and spreading the word of cannabis, this plant medicine that is the most misunderstood plant in the world. So what we're going to do, so the National Council, I'm just going to stop back for just really quickly for a minute.
Yeah.
So 2020, the World Health Organization had nurses and nurse midwives. It was the year of the nurse and the year of the nurse midwives. Well, 2021, guess what? Article just came out that the WHO also made this year, 2021, the year of the nurse and the year of the midwife, right?
Yes, they did. Yes,
so here
they
we
did.
Go. So nurses are the most trusted profession for over 18 years in a row. And we are here to educate and empower you how to make choices and decisions that are appropriate for you. As we all know, the traditional healthcare system has failed so many of us. And we are truly here to bring you hope and inspiration for growth and healing. And we're going to talk about the National Council State Boards of Nursing.
Right.
Really, really interesting. They put out a guideline. We talked about this a little bit last week, but we're going to get into it a little bit more in detail today.
Huge. It's the stake in the ground of the start of actually teaching about the endocannabinoid system and about cannabis and about, using this powerful tool as a medicine. It's a stake in the ground. Like it's big. This is big, Sherry.
This is really big. So interesting. So the National Council State Boards of Nursing, is a nonprofit, and they have members in all 50 states, the District of Columbia, and 4 United States territories. So it was created to bring nursing regulatory bodies together. So the mission of the National Council State Boards of Nursing empowers and supports nursing regulators in their mandate to protect the public. So the vision of the National Council State Boards of Nursing is to lead regulatory excellence worldwide. So in 2018, Mark, what happened? They got smart.
They got smart. They posted, they made a statement. They came out and said, these are the 6 things that nurses must know about the endocannabinoid system. And it, again, it's the stake in the ground that says, listen, we recognize that this is an important, a hugely important part of understanding human beings and how to maintain health. So we're going to put out this statement that says, these are the things that you need to know. The nurses will know.
The nurses will.
And that's so now what happens, Sherry? Now nursing schools are going to have to incorporate this into their learning plans, right? It's going to have to start to be taught at the nursing level, at the nursing school level, at the college level.
Yeah, yes. It should be. It's totally. It
sure, it should be.
So we're
Absolutely.
gonna talk a little bit about, and we're gonna talk a little bit about Massachusetts, because Massachusetts is going through some really incredible changes. So
Oh my
currently, right
gosh,
now,
I'm so excited.
it's really, really excited. In
Yeah.
2018, the National Council of States of Board of Nursing put out guidelines in this Journal of Nursing Regulations for medical cannabis. They identified 6 essential areas of
Mhm,
knowledge that all nurses, nurse practitioners, advanced practice nurses, and nursing students must have.
mhm,
So currently, right now in the United States, there's 33 medical states, 15 adult use states, plus the District of Columbia.
mhm.
And so this is so interesting. It just passed in 2020. We've got like South Dakota is like, big time for the win. They passed both medical and adult use
Mhm.
in one thing. And then we have Mississippi and South Dakota. They passed the measures to ballot to legalize medical cannabis. And then South Dakota, Arizona, New Jersey, and Montana voted to legalize adult use. So
Mhm.
this is not going away. This is truly going to be expanding and exploding and happening everywhere. And we have an obligation as health professionals, when
Mhm.
patients come to us and ask us about this plant, to be able to answer intelligently. And if you can't answer intelligently and you're unable to have that discussion, that's okay. Point
Yeah,
them to us.
right.
Say yes to plant medicine and
Just
bring
say yes.
say yes.
Oh, yeah.
So anyway, so one of the things that's really interesting is that, the number one, there's 6 essential areas, and we're going to talk about one of them today. The
Mhm.
nurse shall have working knowledge of the current state of legalization of medical and recreational cannabis use. So
Yeah.
currently,
Oh
you
my
know,
gosh, good luck.
well, that's
Because
the part that's so interesting, is
yeah.
that in Massachusetts, we're just
Mhm.
going to discuss Mass alone. It's really, really fascinating how, federally it's illegal, but every state that passes
Mhm.
cannabis, their laws are all different. So this is where
Every
it
single state. It's the craziest thing.
and
It
it's
really is.
changing. It's even changing in Massachusetts now. The laws are
Yeah.
changing
Yeah.
now.
Yep.
So in 2012, Massachusetts became legal for medical cannabis.
Mhm.
And in 2016, the adult use cannabis program passed. And actually, we didn't see things start to roll out until
2018.
2018.
Yeah,
And
the
it
end of
still
2018, it took 2 years.
took
They
2
kept
years.
extending it, Charlie Baker kept extending that time frame,
Yeah.
as if it's gonna be a perfect system when it's launched. I mean,
Yeah.
yeah.
So the interesting thing too, that is that,
Mhm,
as it started to evolve and grow, this is
mhm,
where medical professionals, the nurses that are in the cannabis space, this is where
mhm.
activists and advocates and people that have been doing grassroots are coming forward. This is where the communities are coming forward, and we need to support the grassroots, because these people have been doing it for so long, and we don't want big corporate cannabis to come in and take over everything. The
Well,
grass,
that's
I
that's
know. Well, that's
unfortunately what the deal is in a lot of states, they just a lot of states don't have good morning, Joe, Denise, Carrie Lee.
yeah.
Good morning, everybody.
Hey,
So,
everybody.
unfortunately, there are a lot of states where you do not have an option for a grow at home. Now, I'm a huge fan of being able to grow at home, right? Because it gives you access to raw plant. You know where it came from. You know what it was grown in, and it really ties you to your medicine. I think it's hugely beneficial. There are states that do not have a grow at home
Exactly.
provision.
Yep.
You cannot possess cannabis in your own home. You have to purchase it from a dispensary that's licensed. And I mean, there's just, like you said, Sherry, every state's different. And some of them just make it so difficult to get your hands on your medicine. I mean, it just blows my mind. I mean, you can go to a physician and you can get opiates prescribed to you every single day without much of a problem, even now, right? But if you try to go get your cannabis in some states, it's a chore. I
Yeah.
don't know if they make it that hard just to kind of dissuade people from going through it, but we're here to break those barriers, aren't we, Sherry?
Yeah, we truly are, truly
Mhm,
are. So what I found so fascinating is how Massachusetts is really, truly, with the grassroots people in the community, the activists and
mhm.
advocates. Excuse me, I'm losing my voice, which which generally never happens, because I
Well,
always
you
have
know
something
what?
to say.
We don't want that to happen.
So, anyways, let me
I
just
guess
take a
that,
sip
yeah.
here.
Yep.
What I really, really found amazing was
Mhm,
how back in 2012, Massachusetts made a distinction between a medical patient and a medical patient with a home grow
mhm.
hardship.
Mm-hmm.
It truly became very ambiguous for a lot of patients and confusing, and many patients were being arrested for having more than 6 to 12 plants. So the lack of clarity in these regulations, truly is not very supportive to patients. So they've come up in 2020, the Cannabis Control Commission updated its regulations that are going to go into effect January 8th, which I think is amazing.
Yes.
So the new patient home grow expansion, this is what's amazing, without the need to obtain a hardship license. I'm telling you, if you're a real medical patient, you have a hardship. I'm sorry, you just do. And I truly feel that these laws are way too restrictive anyways. But anyways, beyond that, which I think this is great. This is a big, huge, huge win for medical cannabis in Massachusetts. It's going to allow medical cannabis patients to grow 12 immature plants, 12 vegetative plants, and have unlimited clones. That's huge.
Yeah.
It's a real, big protective win for patients. So I think it's just, and why so many plants? People are like, well, why do you need so many plants? How come? Well, you know what? A lot of patients are vulnerable. And as we know, when we're working with plant medicine, our cannabinoid requirements can change over time as we change. And say, for example, a patient found an oil that needs a lot of plant to make it. They might need more plants.
Yeah.
As we know, sometimes depending upon if you're making that Rick Simpson oil or that full extract cannabis oil,
you need to have it.
You need to have more, 1 ounce of cannabis plant, depending on.
Yeah. Right. No, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Yeah.
No, okay.
You need to have it. It's going to take a lot to make that oil. I just wanted to point out the hypocrisy. You know what I mean? I can have as much alcohol in my house as I want. I can stack rooms full of alcohol. There's no limit to the amount of alcohol I can have. 80,000 people a year die. Well, actually a lot more, 80,000 directly, but many, many more because of the illnesses that alcohol consumption causes, right? I can have all of that, but God forbid I have cannabis that 0 deaths, by the way, 0 deaths per year.
Well, that's the other thing too, is you can make your own alcohol. Like people are, they have those home brews at their home. People make their own alcohol, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why they regulate the alcohol industry, because they don't want people making it.
Well, they do. There's a lot of people that have their own.
I know there's home brew. I know. Anyway, don't get me off on that tangent. My God, I'll go down that road. Hey, let's give a shout out to Massachusetts too. You sent me something this morning. Nurse practitioners are now full practice. What?
That's
Finally.
good. So the 23rd state, right? So nurse practitioners. So what does that mean? So when nurse practitioners start to practice, they have to practice underneath a practicing physician. So they need to have a doctor that signs off on everything. That's almost like their babysitter. All right. You think of it, it's just a way of putting it. Yeah. So the part that's so wonderful is now that they have full practice authority, meaning that they do not have to practice underneath a physician. That's really, really good. Cheers. There's a lot of other.
We just increased our access to general practitioners. Yeah. Because now all of those nurse practitioners can have practices of their own. And let's face it, we don't have enough physicians and nurse practitioners to take care of the workload to begin with. So this is great. This is great news.
It is really.
And I hope it continues to spread.
Me too.
Yeah.
So anyway, so we've been over time. Oh my goodness, we get talking.
God, we just can't stop talking.
Okay, so basically, I know, right? I know.
All right, let's wrap it up.
So we're going to wrap it up. So oftentimes people will say, should I get my medical card? Should I not get my medical card? I don't know. And basically, it's a personal choice. If you're in Massachusetts, cannabis is legal for medical, cannabis is legal for adult use. But here are some, if you're in Massachusetts, here are some of the reasons why you may want to get your medical card. So you can save on taxes, at least 20% on taxes. Medical patients don't.
Yeah, the taxes are crazy on cannabis, of course, because, they want to make money.
They want to make money. And then there's a lot of the dispensaries that are approved. So there's over 56 plus medical dispensaries that are approved for sales in Massachusetts. A lot of them have discount programs and vouchers.
And a lot of the products are different.
A lot of the products too have a much higher dose. And you're able to purchase that higher dose as opposed to that in an adult use dispensary. Your patient supply is protected. Medical dispensaries must reserve 35% of their supply for registered patients, which is huge. They don't run out.
Right.
Patients don't have to wait in the same lines as adult use consumers.
Mhm.
Medical delivery is in existence. We're really excited too. That's one of the other new changes that's
Yes.
happening on the adult use front. They have equity delivery is now. Let me
Mhm.
just scroll up to that area. What was it? So the delivery operator model, which is great,
Yeah.
is going to go into effect. So equity priority licenses. So that's
Mhm.
really going to be great. It's rolling out in a way that is fair,
Yeah.
for everyone
Yeah.
to be able to get into this space. What I also love too is that they're expanding the patient pro bono caregiver grow ratio. So in Massachusetts too, often what they have is, one caregiver to one patient. And so now caregivers are allowed to have more than one patient when they register, and they're able to grow under 500 square feet of canopy of those grow. So getting your medical card, you could be hooked up with a caregiver that can personally grow for you and other patients, grow patient specific, your specific medicine that what you
Right.
need, and that's the part that's so great is
Wonderful.
it increases the number of plants that medical patients can possess without a
Mhm.
hardship license. So getting your medical card, if you truly need the help, is available for you. Let's see what else we can do. So home cultivation is different. You don't have to wait in lines, higher dose edible, medical home delivery. And
Mhm.
then you get to work with us. So you have to come with us. So if you are someone you love, I'm going to wrap this up. I'm kind of
Wrap it up,
long-winded
baby.
today. If you or someone you love is suffering from chronic illness, chronic
Mhm.
debilitating disease, chronic
Mhm.
pain, or if you or someone you love wants to learn how to use this plant in
Mhm.
your daily life as cannabis wellness,
Yeah.
or even if you want to learn how to have an adult use recreational experience, we can teach you how to use this plant to craft the experience that you're looking for. Right? It's really truly what we're doing is we're teaching you all about your body.
Oh, that
And we're
is
really
it. That is
yes.
it. And there's
So
nobody better at that than you, Sherry. That's
teaching
right.
people how to
Mentors
use the plant.
me, mentors all the green nurses. Amazing.
Oh,
Amazing.
thank you. Thank you, Mark.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, and Michelle, cannabis will save the world. And yes, you should get your card for sure.
Absolutely. Contact
Definitely.
us for sure. We make learning fun for
We
sure.
do. We make everything fun.
We make
Sherry,
everything.
listen, we need more people to
Nurses.
join us. Okay. If you're in the healthcare space, we are now creating this new world of cannabis as a medicine and healthcare and getting it out and changing laws and regulations and making it so much easier, to access the plant and to mentor and help people who want to utilize this plant safely and effectively in their lives to just feel better, just to feel more healthy. So join us at the Green Nurse. We would love to have you.
Yes, we are
Yeah.
doing, you can go to the website. There's an intake form. We'll
Hmm.
call you up and we'll
Yeah.
schedule something and just to see where you're at on your journey and to help guide you,
Come
into
on
the
in.
cannabis space. There's so many different things that you can do. So
There
Mark,
is.
what kind of a day are we going to have?
I'm having an AFA day. I'm saying yes. I am saying yes today, Sherry. And
I'm
what's it
saying
all
yes.
about?
Oh gosh, you know what it's all about, Mark. It's about
Okay.
living your best life and helping others to do the same. Say yes to life. We love you, and we will see you
All
tomorrow.
right. We'll see you all tomorrow.